Okay, so moving up the shelves, now we're into my dehydrated foods. So I'll be going into much more detail about all the different foods that I dehydrate, so I'm not gonna like go through everything right now, but I have a lot of dehydrated food. These are peppers, I've got peppers and, you know, eggplant and tomatoes and all sorts of great stuff. One example that I'd like to show you is these are lovely. This is a dehydrated rose hip. So the kids and I, we go out in the woods and we wild forage rose hips and then we dry them and have them for tea, and they're amazing. So yeah, lots of dehydrated food on my shelf here. All right, we have lots of garlic in here as well. So I just hang my garlic in a mesh bag. I have braided them before, but it's just sometimes I don't have the time to braid them. We did a lot of garlic and too much garlic, and so I ended up actually dehydrating quite a bit of it, and I will be showing you how I did that in our dehydration section. So again, moving up, now we're getting into my canning. So again, I'm showing you my cold storage in like the springtime. And I'm showing it to you in the springtime because I want to show you how well these foods have lasted and how well they have preserved using these techniques. And so again, like the onions are great. The garlic, it's starting to sprout, but that's really normal. And then of course, like the sauerkraut and the dehydrated food, like they're fantastic. Like it's lasting forever. And the dehydrated food has a much more stable shelf life, obviously, than say the sauerkraut and the under oil fermented, or the under oil preserved food. And so the dehydrated food can sit here and it can endure that fluctuation in temperature. So I'm not going to be moving my dehydrated food into a refrigerator. I can just leave it here. And that's the same for the canning that I have. This canning is all done with either the pressure canner or the water bath canner. And so it has a stable shelf life and it can manage those fluctuations in temperatures. I like to store my canning in my cold storage because cold temperatures and dark space prolongs the food. It's just the best way to store canned goods. And so, yeah, so here we are. I've got here's some pressure canned tomato sauce. I have lots and lots of pickles. Now these pickles were from a couple of years ago. It's amazing how long your canned food can live on the shelf. And you know, I opened a can of these a couple of weeks ago and they tasted perfect. So it's really awesome because with canning you can kind of like build up your store, right? You've got lots of good food that you can then, you know, continue to be eating throughout the years. So lots of great food, a huge success, just like my one, you know, pickle failure was counterbalanced with a huge success with asparagus. So asparagus have a great texture, consistently good texture, and they pickle really, really well. So we were really happy with that this year. We're gonna do a lot more this next year. Then I've got my fruit up here. So we've got peaches and cherries and applesauce and plum jam and what else? We've got plum compote and some juices. I did quite a bit of juice this year.